Yo, it's me, David here. I wanted to do this quick little video because I know there's a lot of guys out there who are struggling with their identity. They struggle with finding out who they are in life. And what happens is we tend to conform to societal standards. We tend to sugarcoat things because we're so afraid of what other people will think when we say something. That contributes towards us men in today's modern day society to be this typical average nice guy. Yeah? So you need to stop caring. I know it's easier said than done, but if you want to be seen as a high status man in this world, in this life that you live, you need to have full conviction with what you say. For example, if I'm telling a funny joke to one of my mates and I had this thought, like it was going to be a bit controversial, but I know that they're good mates of mine. And if I didn't say that joke, if I let these limiting beliefs in my mind tell me that, oh, they're going to think it's so bad, they're going to judge you for it, they're going to do all of this. If I had those thoughts in my mind, it would limit me from what I do and what I say. But sometimes you do have to be mindful of what you say. But when it comes to a certain extent that you can't even say jokes without you fearing that you're going to offend somebody, you can't live life like that. Because you're going to be constantly worrying at the back of your mind, I can't wear this on, I can't wear that on, I can't say that. And it's going to completely destroy your momentum. You're not going to make any forward momentum. You're just going to stay stuck in the same place. You can't just beat around the bush and fabricate things because you're so scared of what other people think. Because it's that type of mentality that is going to make you average like everyone else. It's going to make you blend in with everyone else because everyone else is so scared to say what they want to say just in case someone gets offended. They're scared of wearing that on because they're afraid of people judging them. They're afraid of being confident because they're afraid of the backlash. But when you don't have any fears of that, it'll make you stand out. It'll make people see you as someone who is of high quality, of a high caliber, and people start to respect you more. You've got nothing to lose. Because what I believe in wholeheartedly is that it's better to go into a social interaction and embarrass yourself and say that thing that is potentially going to embarrass you than to hold it back, to hold back from that, and then you live with that constant regret. You live with that long-lasting feeling of regret because you didn't say what you wanted to say. You didn't voice your opinion. It's better to have known the outcome than to not do the action and never know the outcome and live in regret. So when you go into a social interaction, think of it as you've got nothing to lose. You're being your authentic self. You're going to say what you want to say. And if that person perceives it in a different way, that's totally fine. You move on. Because 10 years from now, that person won't remember. They'll move on. When you go into a social interaction, you have to keep in mind that you've got nothing to lose. You've only got to gain. You've only got experiences to gain. And further along the lines, you will have something to look back on. And then you can laugh at that experience. You've got nothing to lose. You've only got to gain. Yeah. So once you have that mentality, it can liberate you. You wouldn't be so scared of entering a social interaction. It's not about trying to make people like you. Sometimes it's about being yourself because not everyone can like us. So you just need to focus on you. Another thing that is going to help you from this trap, from being so fearful and not taking action when it comes to socializing with people is if you have one goal in your mind, you have one goal in your mind, you either want to go up to them, you say hello to them, or you just start a little conversation if that's a goal of yours, like saying hello to them, starting a little conversation, something like that, something small. If you start in that way, it'll prevent you from getting scared because most of us,
we often go with the expectation of trying to please people, whether that be wearing fancy clothes, using big words in a conversation, or just trying to prove how intelligent you are. We often feel like we have this burning desire, this fixation to please people. And it can get to a certain extent where you become a people pleaser. When you are a people pleaser, you prioritize everyone else. You put them on a pedestal whilst you put yourself last. You disregard yourself and your existence essentially. And when that happens, you have no self-respect because you're catering to everyone else's needs but your own. You're focusing on everyone else, trying to help them, but you're not helping yourself. And when you do that, you have no self-respect. And when you have no self-respect, people won't respect you. When you're a nice guy and you hold back what you want to say, you're always catering to everybody else's needs and you don't show any aggression sometimes. There are times where you do need to show aggression, where you do need to embrace your manlyhood. When you're always nice to people, you let them walk all over you. No one's going to respect you. No one's going to put you in the highest regard. No one, absolutely nobody. And so you need to understand and realize that if you want to be seen as someone powerful, if you want to be a high status person, you have to set your boundaries. If you say yes to that hangout that your friend invited you to and you're really busy, if you say yes to babysitting someone's kids, but your schedule doesn't align with that, if you say yes to almost anything when it's not convenient for you, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think people are going to perceive you? People are going to perceive you as a pushover. Yeah? You don't want this to happen. You do not want this to happen. You don't want people to fucking brush you aside and cast you aside like you're nothing. Yeah? So the only way that you're going to gain respect, the only way that you're going to get people respect you and admire you and put you in the highest regard, you need to be a bit cruel to be kind sometimes. And so when someone asks you to hang out with them and you're busy, you say, I cannot hang out with you at the moment because I'm a bit busy with XYZ. So I thank you for understanding. I thank you for your tolerance and your patience, but I just cannot hang out with you. Same thing when you're babysitting. When someone asks you to babysit their kids and you cannot do that at the time because you have other commitments, you say to them, look, I cannot do this at the moment because I'm so busy with other things, XYZ. I have other commitments, other plans, so I just cannot do this at the moment. But when I'm available next time, I will make sure to let you know. And that's when I'll babysit your kids. That's what you tell them. If you were to tell them that, yes, I can totally babysit your kids, but you know at the back of your mind that you have a business meeting to go to, you have some other commitment that you have to attend, then obviously you're going to be disrespecting yourself and your boundaries and your time. And at the same time, you're letting that person disrespect you, because the next time that they come in and they say to you, can you babysit my kids? And then this time you say no to them, you say no, they'll go straight over your nose because you kept saying yes to them. You were a yes person, you kept saying yes to them. So having respect for yourself and being perceived as a high status, respectful, admirable person is going to take you so far in life. It's going to land you so many opportunities. It's going to get you taken more seriously, and ultimately you'll be a much happier person now. Just remember to accommodate to your own needs and don't be a bitch and let people walk all over you. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Now, before I go, I will conclude with this. When you fall down, pick yourself back up again like the warrior that you are and keep fighting the fight. Keep fighting the fight, guys, and I shall see you in another video. Peace out.